How about another radio review today? How's it going, guys? Cory the Random Guy here with you today. We have another product from Tidradio that was graciously sent to me from Tidradio. Thank you guys for sending this radio to me and allowing me to do another review. If you guys are interested in any of the Tidradio products, I will put an affiliate link in the description below so that you guys can get 20% off your entire order. This radio here we are doing a review today for is the TD 777. Now right off the bat, this is a 22 channel pre-programmed FRS radio, which is already a step up from the V2. There's other features that this radio has that the V2 does not. This one has scan function, which is pretty cool, and it does take a 18650 cell lithium ion battery, which can be replaced if you're very careful with the plastic insert that goes in the back of this. There's quite a few features of this radio that actually surpasses the V2, which I think it comes in handy, especially for an SHTF situation. It does have your standard K-type connector so that all of your accessories will work, including the Bluetooth programmer. Now what's really nice about these radios versus the V2s or pretty much anything else I have here is it's USB chargeable. That comes in handy also in an SHTF situation. The antenna is shorter and fatter. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. So we'll see how it performs in the distance test. It'll come with your belt clip not attached. I already attached this one. It'll also come with the wrist strap, which honestly is almost impossible to get in there. So the front of the box, you have a programmable timeout timer, power saving scrambler, busy channel lockout, which I like a lot. You can program it to do that, so this way you don't over talk anybody else, and then noise reduction. Also has a programmable squelch, which is also nice. You can pick out weaker signals. Channel scan. Voice quality is actually better than the V2. It doesn't sound as tinny as the V2, plus it already has 22 channels instead of 16. And it's also got a 2200 milliamp hour battery versus the V2, which is only 1500. It would come with a USB, it's a mini or micro USB charging cord with a little 1 amp block to plug into your wall. So a few key features of this radio that I find better than the V2, which I'm going to call this an upgrade from the V2. The channel scan, and then it also has an alarm, which I think the V2 does too. I've just never activated it. There is one thing that this radio does not have that the V2 does, is a flashlight. There is no flashlight on this thing at all, which I kind of think is a drawback, but you know, that's just me. I did get a chance to mess with the scrambler function, which does work. It sounds really weird. The only problem with the scrambler that I can see so far is when you activate the scrambler on any channel or all of them, or however you want to set it up, and I'll show you that here in just a second, is it also scrambles the incoming as well, the incoming traffic. You would think for a scrambler it would only scramble your transmit but not your receive, but it does both. Unfortunately, that's the only drawback I can see with these radios, but I also think that the scrambler is a very nice feature, especially during an SHTF situation. So let's go ahead, show you guys on the programmer or programming where you need to go to activate scramble. Alright, you guys can see I've got the programmer plugged into the side of the radio. The radio is turned on, and I already did a read on it. Now, let's just say channel 1. You can do frequency hop, compander, and scramble. The compander and the frequency hop I did activate at one point, and it didn't really seem to do anything. The scramble, on the other hand, did. Now you can select like 8 different levels of the scrambler. So just for this demonstration, we're just going to say 3, and we are going to hit right. Boom, done. Okay, and that's on channel 1. So let's go ahead and grab a regular FRS radio, transmit to it, and see what it sounds like. The radio I'm going to be transmitting to is this Cobra FRS radio, just a cheap little thing from Walmart. And we are going to transmit, set to channel 1. Channel 1 there. As you guys can see here, the scrambler is set to a level of 3 on channel 1. So let's transmit to it.
Scramble test. You guys can tell
that it scrambles your signal. Now, what's going to happen when we transmit to this radio from this one? This is the thing that I'm talking about. It scrambles your incoming signal too, which I guess isn't really a too terrible bad idea, especially if you're using this for your comms in an SHTF situation. You don't really care to hear anybody else's transmission on that specific channel, but at the same time it kind of sucks because you kind of want to know movements around you and stuff like that. I would suggest honestly using a low power channel for scrambling so that you guys can use those low power channels to communicate amongst each other. So there's the demonstration of the scrambler. I'm going to go ahead and set this back to scrambler off, and we're going to go do a distance test with this radio. We are also going to have the, what I call the flagship of all my handhelds here. We're going to take the UV5R Pro with us just to make sure that I actually make it from the 3.5 mile mark and the 5.5 mile mark to the base here. Let's get ready to head out. We're going to hit the 3.5 mile mark first, transmit on channel 5, and we'll see if this radio can do the 3.5 mile mark, and let's also hope that it will do the 5.5. We'll see you out there on the radio proving grounds. And quick before we go out there, if this passes the test that I want to do, the range test on this, I will be ordering these, more of these. Alright guys, here we are, 3.5 miles away, radio testing proving grounds. Let's get out and try the 777 at 3.5 miles away. Got a camera set up at home, body cam as usual. It's a little bit windy again out here today. I'm actually smart. Brought my sunglasses out of the car. So we are on channel 5. We're gonna give the 777 a 3.5 mile range test. Let's see what it does.
This is a test of the TD 777, 3.5 miles away from here to the base station. See how it works.
Simple as that, but just in case, you know how we do it on this channel. We're gonna go ahead and fire up the UV5R Pro at 3.5 miles away. You guys know that this radio will do just fine. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. UV5R Pro, transmitting to the house. Of course, this thing will make it, but let's see if the 777 picked it up. Let's go to our 5.5 mile mark and see how this thing does. All right guys, we are here 5.5 miles away, of course, on the radio testing grounds. Let's get the camera set up outside. I know it's windy. This is a bad time of year in this state for recording videos outside because it's so windy. But bear with me guys. Let's get set up and do the 5.5 mile range test on the 777s. All right guys, 5.5 miles away.
5.
It's on 5. Let's give her a shot.
This is a test of the TD 777, 5.5 miles away, reaching to the base station at home. Hopefully it made it. We'll see what the video footage looks like.
Just to make sure that we made it, the UV5R Pro. We all know that this Cadillac of a radio, in my opinion, is going to definitely make it. UV5R Pro transmitting to the house 5.5 miles away, just to cover my bases of the 777. We'll see. The stubby little antenna, shorter, fatter. Let's get in the car and discuss this a little bit more. So my thoughts on the radio so far. Will it make it to the 5.5 mile mark? Honestly, I don't know. It might. It does have a shorter but fatter antenna versus the V2. But my hopes are holding out. I mean, kind of a clear day, so we'll see. Let's get to the house, review the footage, and see how far it goes. And then we'll give my final thoughts. Final thoughts on the TD 777s. Would I recommend this radio? Before I say yay or nay, let's go over some of the key things that this radio has. First of all, the ability to channel scan. That right there is a pretty awesome feature for this radio. Another feature, USB charge. Another feature is the scrambler. Would this thing do good in a SHTF situation to keep your comms hopefully more private than normal? Yes, it would with the scrambler enabled. And that's a very good feature of this radio that I find is my favorite. So would I recommend the 777 for your everyday camping, hiking, anything like that? Yes, I would, absolutely. This thing works very well. Now, as far as an emergency SHTF situation, absolutely. In an SHTF situation, the scrambler is going to be the key feature of this radio. 5.5 miles, very, very impressed. I really like these radios. And Tidradio, if you guys watch this video, I am going to order them. I want more of these. These radios are going to be awesome for an SHTF situation. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I have another review coming up, and it's gonna be with a different radio that you can just go get it, like your local Walmart or whatever. And we're gonna do a full-blown range test on it as well. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed the video for the 777s. I would recommend, you guys want privacy, you can use these for an SHTF situation. Scrambler is, you can enable them pretty easily, as you guys have seen. We will catch you guys on the next video.